Hello and welcome to Hub City Now. I'm your host, Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. We have another great show for you. We have a returning guest who's always welcome here on our show. We have Mayor William Bill Rawls, who is here with us today to talk about all the great things that are happening in the city of Brownsville. So right now, whether you know it or not, I don't know, you might have been hiding underneath a rock, but the bicentennial of the city of Brownsville is going on right now. And so we're going to be talking to Mayor Rawls about the bicentennial and so many other great things that are going on in the city of Brownsville. Thank you for being with us today, Mayor Rawls. We're happy to have you back with us again. Before we begin, you're a historical figure. We're just going to say that.
Thank you.
We're going to start with you introducing yourself. It's been a while since you've been on the show, so yes. Tell us about who you are and why you are historical.
Okay, well, thank you, Tony. I am Mayor Bill Rawls of the city of Brownsville, Tennessee. I've been serving for 3 terms, a total equivalent of 10 years. In 2014, I was elected as the first African-American mayor in the history of Brownsville, Tennessee, and I've been hard at work ever since. And we've grown in leaps and bounds, and I'm still very humbled and very privileged and honored to serve as the mayor of my hometown. It is an incredible time in history. It's an incredible time in my life to have my life have purpose and meaning, and not to forget about all the people that are in our community and those that are on the way.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome. So one of the things that we want to talk about is the Community Resource Center.
Yes.
Tell us about that and what's that for?
Well, we received a grant for $1.9 million from the state, from the Department of Economic and Community Development. This is a community connections facility, or what I call a community resource center. We see too many people that come into City Hall or call my phone or stop me at Walmart, and they need help. They don't have access to broadband in their home. They don't have transportation to come into the hub city to get those services that are offered by our regional nonprofit partners. So I felt it was compelling that we take the time and this opportunity to receive a grant. We're going to place it right in the middle of town. We're still in the design phases and going through the environmental phases, but this will be a center of hope where people can walk in for free, receive training, workforce development, health, telemedicine, anything that you need to access via broadband will be available to you in that resource center. And we want to do it in a grand way. We don't want to underbuild it because it's important that we build a better Brownsville, not just for today, but for tomorrow as well. And that is a huge part of what we're doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it's not just a computer lab. There are going to be other things that you all can have there.
There'll be access to computers. There will be training spaces available. So instead of trying to take a multitude of people or clients that need the resources, we'll bring the resources to them. Mm-hmm. So we'll bring one person that can schedule a training or do it via broadband. The internet, and not just a computer lab, but we want to have hands-on resources. We want to have resources. People that don't have access to computers but don't have access to those resources. I know that the people of Brownsville, Tennessee, and all of West Tennessee deserve the best resources and services. Too many times we see these communities resources, they're not accessible. Mm-hmm. They don't become accessible to people that don't have transportation or don't have access to broadband. So we're going to close that gap. Mm-hmm. By putting this facility in place. And my dream and my hope and my vision for this, it will carry on years after I'm no longer the mayor, we're not here, that those resources and those services will continue to grow and plant the seed and nurture it and let it grow into something really good for our community.
Right. And taking care of the community is something that you've really been working hard on. I know you worked really hard to get the hospital.
Yes. Yes. A couple of months after I took office in 2014, the hospital closed. Not like it was going to close. The windows were boarded up, and the facility was gone. Another resource, a vital resource for our community, was no longer there. I live within walking distance of the hospital, but it was no longer accessible to me and my sons. So it became a community problem. It became a huge problem that we didn't know we would be able to fix. So by the grace of God and some drum beating and some continue to put that on the forefront. I had the opportunity to appear on the front page of the Washington Post on the Sunday edition, bringing that problem to the forefront. Mm-hmm. And I often said, we have the Memphis area mega site, which is now Blue Oval City. Mm-hmm. If we're going to have Blue Oval City, then we had to have a hospital. Right. It is one of the most vital resources in our community. Having emergency open, having diagnostic opportunities there, right there in your neighborhood for those who don't have transportation to come to Jackson or other regional hospitals. The hospital is open, and we were one of the first hospitals in the country to close and the first to open. Reopening the hospital with the certificate of need process and the facility itself doing the capital improvements on it, mold mitigation, painting, compliance, all those things were obstacles, but we were able to overcome those obstacles and have a community hospital. And it's truly a community hospital. The people that work there are great. The services are top tier. The diagnostics and the technology is some of the best you'll find in the country. So actually, when the hospital closed, we reopened it with a better hospital, with better services that are technology, cutting-edge technology, and a great staff of people that have taken care of me and my both of my sons at one time or another.
And speaking of improving areas, the City Hall has moved also.
Yes, it's another milestone. We moved City Hall from 111 Washington Street, where it had been for years. We're in cramped space, confined space, and the police department was in the basement without any windows or proper ventilation. So we were able to move into an old bank building, which was a historic building on a core square. So we preserved the building and we renovated it in a grand way. It took a couple of years.
Really nice.
You love it? Yeah,
really nice.
Please come by and visit us at City Hall, 15 East Main Street in Brownsville. We wanted to make a statement. We want to let people know that we are a small town, but we have a big future. And we want to build a better Brownsville and a better City Hall to provide services so we can expand the staff. We now have a full-time planner on staff. We're a full-time economic and community developer on staff. We have a full-time human resource personnel that we didn't have before. We didn't have the space for them in our old City Hall. And we now have a place where all roads meet here, I like to say. So we have training, we have workforce development, Ford is met there. We've had regional meetings with the Delta Regional Authority there. So I wanted to make it a regional space, and we're about to outgrow it already. So we want to be forward thinking. I often say we've been thinking too small for too long, and now it's time for us to make some bigger moves and to take a leap of faith. Knowing that what's coming and having the vision to see it, but to implement that vision is part of one of the greatest privileges I have as being the mayor. Having a vision, having the implementation, and then having a great team. I can't say enough about the staff at City Hall and every man and woman that works for the city of Brownsville. It's a sense of pride and new energy in our community.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. So while the city is growing, while things are improving, while buildings are being renovated and things are being brought back, while those things are prospering, you all also want the community to prosper, the people who live in the city to prosper, which brings us to the Family Wealth Summit, Unlocking Financial Potential, which will be at the Haywood High School Saturday, August 17th from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m.
Yes.
Located at 1175 East College Street in Brownsville, Tennessee. The keynote speakers for this year event include Orion Jean, who's a Time Magazine 2021 Kid of the Year and published author.
Yes.
Julian and Christian Saunders, who are podcast hosts of Rich and Regular. Delicia and LD Guerrier.
Yeah.
Owners of Gary
yeah.
Development and founder of Storyville Amusement Park in Nashville, Tennessee. E.J. Reed, co-owner of the national brand Slim and Husky's Pizza, which I have enjoyed and liked. Hip-hop legend Chubb Rock, and a host of other entrepreneurs, influencers, and business experts, including our own Mayor Rawls of City of Brownsville, Tennessee. Tell us about this event and why it was important for you to host this event.
Well, this is like I said, this is our bicentennial year. So Brownsville was formed in 1824. But I like to think and see us being reborn in 2024.
Right.
So now we're taking a look back at the last 200 years. Let's take a look forward. It's important that we have a financial wealth summit. This is not just about managing your checkbook. This is about changing the mindset of a people. That we're going to bring in experts, that people that have started with nothing, built on something, and now they have the opportunity to share their stories with you. So this is about changing the mindset of people about wealth building. It's a family wealth summit. So like we said, we have young people there. Dr. Marlon Fuller has come into our middle schools and into our high schools and done 2 sessions in the last school year. We did a virtual program through the Boys and Girls Club. this past summer, and now we're going to culminate this with a Family Wealth Summit. This is for all ages. This is a free event. It is a ticketed event, so we ask you to scan the QR code on the flyer that you'll post, I'm sure, on your website, and then also on the City of Brownsville's website, brownsvilletn.gov. It's so important that as we see people, we are consumers in the market, and we see that interest rates are high. We see that inflation is real. That how do we build wealth? It's not, we want to make sure we're not living just from check to check, that we have a vision. And it's important we plant that vision for the entire family, especially with our young people and our children, that they start early knowing how to, or thinking about managing their wealth. You build wealth, and wealth becomes generational. We all, from my family business, we know that life insurance is always a cornerstone of your financial wealth. So we want to make people think day to day, how do I take part in this American dream? How do I, with all the economic development that's coming into our community with Blue Oval City and the ancillary businesses, the multiplier effects that we'll have 40 to 50,000 jobs in the West Tennessee area. How do we move from where we are to where we want to be? So we transition from yesterday to tomorrow. We do it today. So I've often said, let's stop. Let's put a pin in where we are today in this 200th bicentennial celebration and say, where do we want to be tomorrow? What is the vision for prosperity? What is the vision for wealth building? So we're going to start here. This is our first inaugural event. It's not going to be a one and done. We're going to continue to bring financial wealth building to our community, to our families. Especially, I really want to see emphasis on with our children. When we start to my financial literacy, there's going to be a lot of entertainment here. So we have to do a different format. To reach people now, you got to reach them where they are. Right. So that's why we brought in people that Chubb Rock and Mayor Matizik is going to join me to talk about wealth building in his community. We have some young people. We even have a young lady, Miss Carter. She's from here in Jackson. Okay. Yeah. She has a juice business. So we're going to bring some young people, do breakout sessions. This is a free event, but it is a ticketed event. We're going to provide lunch for you, and we just want to change the mindset of the people about building wealth. It is so important moving forward. The greatest asset in any community are people that live there. Right. So before we jump to Blue Oval City and those people to come in, I want to make sure that everybody in our community has the tools in their toolbox to be successful. That's right. I've been blessed with this opportunity, and my family's been blessed with a business, and I just want to make sure that everybody has those tools in their toolbox. And this is we're going to try this. Right. If this doesn't work, we're going to try something different. But we're not going to stop providing the resources to the community that need them the most. And that's the people in Brownsville and West Tennessee. So it's open to everyone who wants to come. Please come and join us on August the 17th.
All right. Again, that's the Family Wealth Summit, Unlocking Financial Potential, Saturday, August 17th from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Haywood High School, located at 1175 East College Street in Brownsville, Tennessee. If you don't know how to scan QR codes, because some people, or you're leery about scanning codes, you can go to FamilyWealthSummit.com. That's FamilyWealthSummit.com. But don't wait. Go and register right now as soon as you can, and tell other people about it, and invite your friends, family, coworkers. Bring your children.
Yes.
It's good to start early. As you can see, there are a couple of children on this program that are doing amazing things. So come on out and find out more about that. Also, we want to talk about the Fire Department Training Center.
Oh, yes.
Tell us about that, Mayor Rawls.
As we continue to invest in our community, public safety. Public safety is top of mind. So we've been able to shore up our fire department. With the Brownsville Fire Department, Haywood County started their own fire department, but we provide services for the entire county as we stand today. So we found it important that instead of having to send our firefighters off to have training, we built a training facility. Jerry Wright, our training officer, Chief Lynn Sanders has done an outstanding job in building this facility, and our former Chief David Smith. These are passionate guys, and you think about your firefighters, and you don't think about them until you need them. And when you need them, they're coming. These guys are very well trained. We have a diverse fire department, but we want to continue that training. So we want to have a state-of-the-art training facility. So we're able to put in some money from the general fund for public safety, also from Ford. Ford gave us a grant, a small grant to help us out with their training facility. So we have props. We do closed confined rescues, high-angle rescues. They have props with gas, butane-lit cars, and a couple other props there. Also, they have a live burn trailer. where our younger firefighters can go into a live burn situation and understand what it feels like to be comfortable, to have to stay low, stay together, and to control the fire. There's also a maze. They built a maze that looks like it can be similar, and they can change it. So if you've been through it once or twice, you can change up. It's completely blacked out. Same situations they will see our firefighters see when they go into houses.
Right, because they don't know how the layout of the house.
Not at all.
They go in there.
They got to lay low and feel their way around and call out, trying to rescue people and save lives. These guys are good. I've seen them remove all 4 doors, trunk, top of a vehicle, and the hood in under 20 minutes. So if when you find yourself in that golden hour and you need the firefighters, we want to make sure they're trained, ready to go, and they're a great group of guys, and I'm very proud of our fire department in Brownsville.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It seems so weird that we're about to go talk about the animal shelter because I just saw a video this morning where there was I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there was a dog that was chewing on a lithium battery cord.
Yes, I did see
set
that.
its own bed on fire.
Yes.
And the family was asleep in the house. The dogs got out the doghouse. The family did escape. Everybody got out okay, but
good.
That's a scary thing. But we're going to transition to animal shelter now. Still go out and adopt animals. There are a lot of animals that need homes. Just hide the chewable objects.
Okay.
But tell us about the animal shelter.
Once again, we're still on public safety. We got to provide safety for our animals and for our community. So we're going to expand. We put a lot of renovations into our current animal shelter, but now we have been blessed. Wallbridge is partnering with us because we are seeing our P3 partnerships. That's public and private partnerships. How do we work together to make sure that people that are investing in our community and we're investing in them can help us? This was just a great example. So we had the building, the city of Brownsville, having some vision, some forethought. We sold an older building and then built this building several years ago. Okay. We knew that at one time or another we had to expand, so we use it for different storage and different things of that nature. Now it's time to expand. So Wallbridge is coming in. It's going to save us about $200,000 to $250,000 in renovating the inside of that building. So we're going to expand our animal shelter by 5,000 square feet. But we don't want an animal shelter full of animals. We want them adopted out. Right. We want to rescue. Right. But while they're there, I want to say thank you to all the people that have come out and rescued animals from the animal shelter and the donations. We receive a tremendous amount of donations for food, shots, medicine, and then of course when we expand, we have to add a person. Right. So we also got a grant. We got a grant to add another vehicle. There was a grant available. So when you start building momentum and building capacity for public safety, and you're prayerful and you're obedient, things show up. And so Wallbridge showed up. We had opportunity to apply for the grant, and we'll be adding the personnel to expand that space, providing more public safety. As our population grows, we have to grow our capacity. So it's very important that you start with the foundation, doing things like public safety. And our police department. They're doing a great job providing school resource officers in our community, in our schools. Schools just starting back. And just doing a great job of keeping everybody safe in our community. We see a lot of younger officers coming in, and we want to keep them. We want to retain officers, so we invested heavily in this budget into retaining officers with benefits. We have a great benefits program and making sure everybody got a cost of living raise. Cost of living we keep chasing that dollar, but the city of Brownsville has no debt. We don't owe anybody anything for anything. We're debt free. We have a very robust general fund balance. Our rainy day fund equals about 25% of our budget. 25% of our current budget is $21 million is grants. We have $5 million in grants. So we'll continue to be aggressive about grants because we need that support. So you can take $50,000 and leverage against a grant, and it goes a lot further if you just spend it straight out. Right. So that's been a philosophy that, from our previous mayor, and I've continued to do that. We're probably in the neighborhood about $20 million in the last 10 years. That's just off the top of my head in grant funding. It's probably more. But we continue to make that part of our budgetary revenue stream because it's hard to people always look at the expenditures. What are you spending? What are you spending? What are you spending? But you're going to spend what you get. Right. So we've been able to, keep our financial status in very good shape with zero debt and continue to support our public safety, like the fire department, which got partnership with Ford, got a grant. The animal shelter, we're partnering with Wallbridge that's helping us with the renovation, and our police department. We'll continue to support the community and provide public safety.
All right.
Yes.
Well, tell us about the I-40 Advantage.
Oh, the I-40 Advantage Park. It's so funny. When I first came in office, I looked at it on the balance sheet, on the budget, and said, well, where is this park? But it's an industrial park. The Advantage is adjacent to I-40. 300 acres of developable industrial property. We're now in the process of having the entire park as a certified select site, which means all the geographical studies have been done. We're mitigating the risk. So in economic development, the formula works like this. You get the jobs, you get the rooftops, and then you get the retail. So, but you have to have capacity. So we short of capacity at I-40 Advantage Park by getting grants. Once again, we've gotten 4 site development grants and 3 invest prep grants from TVA, and the site development grants come from the Department of Economic and Community Development. So thank you for supporting. The formula works. We close out one grant, get another grant, trying to make it shovel ready, and we're at that point now. We were able to sell the first 135 acres to Enchem Industries, Enchem America. They provide the electrolytes to go into the EV batteries. Okay. So they're the first tier 1 supplier that's off campus from Blue Oval City. But we're ready. We still have another 160 acres in the rear. We're now putting in, right now they're grading the pavement, or grading the dirt to put in an industrial access road. So that site will be shovel ready, and it's the advantage. So we want to make people have the opportunity to be able to work right at home. You know, commuting down to Blue Oval City is not a long commute, but we don't want you to pass by the opportunity here. So Enchem Industries is providing 190 jobs, high-paying, high-end jobs, and investing $150 million. And we still have the backside. So that is a huge catalyst. So the people can provide. So if you have the jobs and the wealth, then you know how to manage it with the finance. So we're putting all the pieces together while providing public safety. Tony, all this works together. You know, being the mayor, you have to be a visionary to see the big picture. Sometimes people only can see what happens at the animal shelter, what happens at the fire department. But it's my job and my staff, my executive staff, that we make sure we see the big picture, and we plug in all the pieces of the puzzle to create a picture of prosperity. And it's really, really. We have really been blessed, and I'm so thankful and still humble and very privileged to have this opportunity to do the work. It gives my life meaning.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, whenever you're on, it just seems like time goes by so fast. So we got 9 minutes, but we got like a couple of more things to mention. So I'm going to bring up National Night Out, which is September 17th, and Tina Turner Days, which is September 27th through 29th.
Correct.
And I'm going to let you take it on both of those things, National Night Out and Tina Turner Days.
National Night Out is a national organization. We have a huge event. It'll be 1,500 people at Eastside School. We're asking everybody to come out and join us. Everything's free. It's just a community event. It shores up community policing in our community. And I'm alderman, I'll be there, and our police chief, and everybody will be there. National Night Out's huge. It'll be one of our biggest events in Brownsville. And we're coming up on our Tina Turner Days. This year, September 27th through the 29th at the Delta Heritage Center, we'll be celebrating Tina Turner. Next year, in September, we'll be unveiling a statue. We've commissioned a statue, a 6'6" bronze statue, Tina Turner, to be erected in Heritage Park, right across from the Carver Museum where she went to school. And also on that campus across the street, we're going to put in showing up. We got a grant. Once again, another grant to show up the museum there, having an African American History Museum. The space is already there. We just got to expand it. You know, so but the huge push. We'll start in September this year. We're asking everybody to go to the BrownsvilleTN.gov site or go to the Delta Heritage website and make donations toward this statue. We're going to preserve her legacy. We're going to kick off with a 12-month campaign, fundraising campaign, the September 27th through the 29th. But come out and join us for the Tina Turner Days, and just look for more information and go to our website or the Delta Heritage website to find. It's a donate button there. We wanted to make this a community where everybody had some skin in the game. We'll look for corporate sponsors, but I want the everyday fan of Tina Turner. This is the greatest shero that ever came out of Brownsville. She was simply the best. And we want to celebrate that. We want to do something there in her hometown where she went to school. And I appreciate everybody for the support. And I appreciate what she meant. We know the Tina Turner Museum is there, the only one in the world. Has her performance art there, and everything there, and her gold and platinum albums. It's the only one in the world. And it's inside the one-room schoolhouse where she went to school. So that's out at the Delta Heritage Center. That's where we'll be celebrating the Tina Turner Days.
All right. Is there anything else? I mean, we got 6 more minutes.
Okay.
Let me first remind viewers of the events that are going on in the city of Brownsville. The Family Wealth Summit will be again Saturday, August 17th. So if you're watching this episode on Sunday, then you have 1 week. It'll be this Saturday, August 17th. at the Haywood High School at 1175 East College Street in Brownsville, Tennessee, from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. We do have a flyer on our website, Radio 731, that you can go to. You can scan it in to register, or you can go to FamilyWealthSummit.com to register yourself and your family, your kids, your wife, your spouse, whoever.
Yes.
So you can find out more information on thinking about looking towards the future. National Night Out will be September 17th from 5 to 9. And Tina Turner Days will be September 27th through the 29th. So just go to the West Tennessee Delta Heritage Center website. It'll have more information about that. National Night Out, you can go to the City of Brownsville's Facebook page or website to find out more about that.
Correct.
And Family Wealth Summit, again, it's this Saturday, August 17th from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at Haywood High School, 1175 East College Street in Brownsville, Tennessee. Go to FamilyWealthSummit.com for more information. And we're going to let Mayor Rawls have some closing remarks before we end the show.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you, Tony, for having me on the show and giving me this platform. We'll continue to tell our story. There's a lot of heritages and stories in Brownsville, Tennessee, and one of those was Mr. Sandy Wills, his great-granddaughter, Cheryl Wills. Yes, she wrote a book, that Die Free. And in this, we're going to take the opportunity here. By the time you hear this broadcast, we will have a fitting burial for Mr. Sandy Wills.
Okay.
In the Veteran Cemetery in Memphis. It's just about reaching back over the last 200 years and telling the stories. Sometimes we have to right the ship and tell the story. But in my job and our job collectively, because I cannot do this by myself, is that we continue to work together to make this a better place for Brownsville, not just today, but for tomorrow, for generations to come. I want to be remembered, or my legacy remembered, that the people were first and everything that we did and everything we budgeted for in the city of Brownsville. But I cannot do that without your prayers, without your support, without your encouragement, and without your participation. This is not a spectator sport. Building a community is about everybody. So I want everybody to come out and join us at these events. They're for you. These events are free. We'll continue to make sure that we can support the community, tell our story, and look forward to our future. Transition from yesterday to tomorrow. The place is here, and the time is now. All
right. Well, we want to thank Mayor Rawls for being here. We appreciate all that he's doing, everything he's doing. Please go out to these events. Family Wealth Summit, again, Saturday, August 17th at Haywood High School, 1175 East College Street in Brownsville, Tennessee. Go to FamilyWealthSummit.com to register. It's from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. They're going to feed you. They're going to give you entertainment. You're going to learn a lot of information, so go out to that. National Night Out is September 17th, and Tina Turner Day, September 27th through the 29th at the Delta Heritage Center. So make sure to keep a check out on your Facebook page. It's going to pop up. We'll have it on our website also. So we hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Have a wonderful and blessed week. Don't forget, go to this Family Wealth Summit Saturday, August 17th. All these events are free. So take the opportunity to go out and enjoy these events. We thank you all for tuning in to Hub City Now. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed week. Take care of one another, watch out for one another, and love each other. We'll see you next week. God bless. Take care of one another.
Thank you.